Hi and welcome to the Bryophyta Nursery in autumn. My name is Rose. So we grow about 50 species of Bryophyta, which are hornwort, liverwort, and moss. But we also grow many different species of wild herbs and vegetables and plants that are drought tolerant, and we target this specifically because we are in the Mediterranean, in the foothills of the Mediterranean, but we spend a lot of our year in very, very dry circumstances. And that's exactly what a lot of these plants need and want. So one of these plants I want to talk about today, it's autumn, so we are dividing up bulbs and replanting them, getting ready for next year. I want to talk to you about Allium ursinum, and I'm not pronouncing that properly. I never pronounce things properly, but it's basically wild bear garlic. It's a delicious, beautiful garlic, which has these not tiny actually, we have smaller garlic than this, but small bulb, that has an amazing flavor. Even the smell is very powerful. It's very, very strong. You wouldn't need much to flavor your dish. So this little bulb, I would say, has a very distinct kind of almost aniseedy kind of licoricey kind of effect in the back of the mouth and the back of your palate. It's kind of a sweetish garlic, quite powerful, will not burn your mouth like the commercial garlics. It's very, very flavorful and drought tolerant, and will grow in full shade. So in an area which is basically covered in trees, or in a small garden surrounded by houses, in a place where not many plants would necessarily grow. So drought tolerant, will grow beautifully in shade, and is very, very flavorful and just really quite amazing, amazing garlic. You can eat the bulbs in autumn, and or any time of the year. I'm just saying autumn because the leaves fall off at that time of year. So the only thing you can eat in autumn is the bulb. But from the beginning of spring, March, all the way through to when the flowers pass, when the flowers die, late summer, you can eat the leaves, which are very, very strong garlic flavor, beautiful in salads. You can also cook them into your food, and you can also eat the flowers, which not many people know. You can fry them up, and you can put them in your salads, and the seeds. So the seeds are very peppery, but yet again, beautiful garlic flavor. So the whole plant is edible all year round. I'm gonna tell you how to sow and plant these bulbs. Also, if you go into shady areas near a river, in specifically sandy soil, you walk around, you might find, if by moving some leaves to one side, the little bulb just sticking out. Now what you would see is just the tip of the bulb. You see how it's green on top and then white underneath? That's because that part was actually underground and this part was on top. And that the reason for that is now I don't know if this is 100% true. It's just my imagination, and I just think that this might be possible. But this grows in sandy soil, so I'm pretty sure that the roots actually pull the bulb down. I know that sounds weird, and I have no proof on that. It's just from years and years of experience of going down to the same areas. So because they grow in sandy soil, you'll only ever see the tip of this. And in this area, it's dry almost all year, and then it'll suddenly rain, but it'll rain a lot. So the rivers suddenly become this gushing, beautiful. The whole place changes. So the sandy soil gets washed away. And that's when you can easily find the tips of these bulbs sticking out of the ground. But you come back a few months later and you won't find the tips sticking out of the ground anymore. So I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that they managed to pull themselves underground with the roots. No proof on that. I'm just saying from experience. So this is a great time of year to go out and find them. After a big rain, you'll see the tips sticking out of the ground. A couple of months later, they're not there anymore. But then you'll start to see the leaves growing up, which are yummy leaves, especially when they're very, very young. Absolutely delicious, sweet garlic flavor. And then you'll be able to find them again. So the way to grow these is if you go out and find them, or you can buy them in our little Etsy shop. From us, you will receive them with the roots. If you go into the wild, you might not be able to get the roots all the way out. But don't worry, if you only get here's an example. You might only get the bulb. That's fine. The roots will grow out of them again. It might take a year, so you might not get any product from them, any leaves or flowers from them for 1 year. But when they arrive with the roots, or you manage to get them out of the ground with the roots, they will produce leaves that year. So, basically, these grow in full shade. This is why we have the shading in our little greenhouse. You can do this very, very easily. They need to grow in sandy soil. Now, what do I mean by sandy soil? You see how this is kind of loomy. It's got bits of composting wood, some gravels, little bits and bobs that are not supposed to be in there. But it's basically decomposing wood, a little bit of compost, and fine sand and soil. So this is the kind of ground that it would love to grow in, because they are drought tolerant and they really do not want to be submerged in water for long periods of time. So you see how here I've made a ditch or a trench, and I've lined them up onto one side, kind of bending their roots down. They'll be able to anchor in there. So then you just want to fill in the trench, get their roots in there, nice and deep. There. There. Then once you've made all your ditches, let's say you're going to make 10 or 20 trenches, sprinkle a little bit of earth on top just to cover them, so literally it's only the tip sticking out, like so. There. So that's how you would plant them. And there you go. I hope the camera was pointing in the right direction then. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to, like if you like. Lots of videos to come. I'm going to be covering some of the other Allium or wild garlics that we have. Now, same day basically, because I'm planting them all. Okay, take care. This is Rose from the Bryophyta Nursery. See you again soon. Bye.